What up, everybody? Welcome back to another Comically Boston. I'm your host, Big Cam. 2 G's in that big. Make sure you look me up on my social medias. Smash that subscribe button down below. Like, hit that bell so you don't miss future movie reviews, future Comically Bostons, all that fun stuff. But just to start today's episode, James Earl Jones, the legend himself, Sandlot, Darth Vader, Field of Dreams. There's plenty of movies, plenty of roles that James Earl Jones has fulfilled and probably touched your life in one way or another. And Mr. James Earl Jones has now entered into a category that I can only describe as one of my favorite quotes from Muhammad Ali: "I am out to conquer immortality." And James Earl Jones, along with Muhammad Ali, did that damn thing, and these gentlemen, long after they're gone, they will be talked about, referred to, known. These men have entered immortality. Shout out James Earl Jones. Love and respect you so much, and loved you as Darth Vader. Loved you even more in that Sandlot movie when, I don't know who you're playing, like Hank Aaron or Babe Ruth or something. You're like blind and you got the Hercules as your dog, If you guys grew up on the Sandlot, but that shit is heartbreaking and devastating. But moving on, not to keep it sour for so long, the Golden Globes were last night, and there were some big winners. The Bear took home a couple more awards for comedy. Hacks, I believe, was the show. I haven't seen that or heard it, but that won a couple awards last night. But the big winner, for me at least, was Shogun. Shogun won a bunch of awards beforehand and then won a bunch of awards during. And Best Actress for Leading Actress and Leading Male both went to Hiroyuki Sanada and Anya Sawai. Shout out them. They did a fucking phenomenal job in Shogun. If you haven't seen that, that's on Hulu right now. Disney Plus is also kind of streaming it. I don't know how that all works, if it's a bundle deal or what, but Shogun, great show, and they clearly deserve it. They won a bunch of awards last night. Anya Sawai in that red dress looks so goddamn beautiful. I fucking love Anya Sawai so much. I also loved her in Monarch: Legacy of the Monsters Season 1, and I believe they're shooting Season 2 for that, so can't wait to see you again, girl. Moving on even more after the Globes, and I was seeing some reports going around this weekend that a Knight of the Seven Kingdoms, the Hedge Knight, the show following Duncan the Tall and Egg, his squire, has wrapped filming. So that's exciting stuff, and I don't think that show is going to have too big a VFX budget. I think it's going to be a lot of swords and shields type thing, armor, which they can do practically. So I don't know if that show will cost a whole lot of money, and it also is already done filming. So maybe it has a couple reshoots, but I'm thinking that show might be out closer to early first quarter 2025 type deal. I would want it maybe end of 2024, but we're only a few months away, so we could probably wait till 2025. But not a huge, ginormous news week, but we did get some more images for the upcoming The Penguin, and then we have some Marvel news to talk about after this DC news. But The Penguin, total film, I had this image last week with Oz Cobb. They're not calling him Cobblepot for some reason. Every interview I've seen, they're calling him Oz Cobb, so Oz Wald, Cobblepot, Oz Cobb. I don't know. Maybe it's just shorter and more gangster. But Oz Cobb here, smoking cigars. I'm super looking forward to that. I really am. I love a good cigar. But I love when they smoke in shows and movies and, The Sopranos. Like whenever there's somebody smoking a cigar, it's always badass. Hugh Jackman back in the day smoking cigars in the X-Men movies, badass. But total film, I had that one image last week, but they released some other images as well. This one where he's walking into the Iceberg Lounge, it's raining, they're under the underpass in like an alley. Maybe even that like front door right where they were in the Batman, or maybe this is a back entrance. But the next image, they have Christina Miliant? I don't know. She was on Jimmy Fallon the other night. She was great on that. But she's going to be playing the daughter of Falcone. And she's also like in Arkham at one point. There are bars on the windows. Maybe she's in Arkham now. But she's also smoking a cigarette. And she doesn't seem to be in like her orange jumpsuit type of deal, you know what I'm saying? So maybe she's out and this is just a barred up window she's standing near. It also appears like Colin Farrell's Oz Cobb here is going to be picking up this young boy here with the afro, and he's going to be like his assistant, right-hand man type of thing. But Oz seems to have nobody at the start of this, so maybe this is like one of the first pieces he pulls in to build his crew type of deal and start building his power. And genuinely, I think the power shift is going to be quite devastating in this. And you're going to see people think that they have power, and then all of a sudden the Penguin's going to just start reeling them in. And by the end, the Penguin's going to have the power. Either that, or this is going to introduce us to other players in the game. You know, a Salvatore Maroni. Maybe the Riddler and the Joker have a prison escape in the middle of the show. Maybe other villains. Maybe a Clayface. Maybe you know, Scarecrow. Maybe there's other villains. Maybe a Bane. Maybe some of them are running around Gotham causing problems for the Penguin. I've heard that Robert Pattinson's Batman is not going to be in this show, which I still think might be a red herring, you know, a little bit of a misdirection, because I think he might be, but only maybe once as like a cameo. I wouldn't be surprised if the GCPD, the Gotham PD, is, you know, Jeffrey Wright's in there, or there's some characters that are in there. There's a few more images here from the Penguin with Oz holding something on fire, leaning back. He's wearing a white suit with red shirt. That's gonna be a hot outfit. Here is the daughter of Falcone, Christina Minicone, I think is her name. I'm sorry if I'm butchering it. I know her best as the mother from How I Met Your Mother. But she was also in some other things too. She's also in Wolf of Wall Street. That's a great one. She's like the one that he cheats on to go get Margot Robbie, which, I mean, come on. We all wanted Margot Robbie at that moment in time, but hey, she's beautiful too. And then there's also this shot of the Penguin standing in Falcone's like lounge, the same image that we saw the Batman and then Bruce Wayne in the Batman movie, like standing in the same shot. So clearly they kept this set around, so that will be there for the Penguin show and then the Batman 2. Speaking of the Batman 2, the Penguin takes place, I believe, 1 or 2 weeks after the Batman, and then it goes for 2 weeks, a month, or whatever, however long a period of time passes during the Penguin, but that will lead right into the Batman 2. And it was like Halloween, it was like October 30th or whatever, when the Batman ended. So if it's 2 weeks, now we're into November, we're gonna maybe pass Thanksgiving, you know, all that jazz in the Penguin show. So when the Batman comes back, it looks like the Batman 2 will be set during winter, right? So the first movie was all the black and the red, and everything was black and red themed, and I think this movie is going to be black and blue themed. So for someone like me, you know, a little black and red theme going over to a blue theme, I love that. Love that so much. So the Batman 2, I'm thinking if it's going to be set during the winter, it's going to have this black and blue theme. We've been seeing this go around. I'm pretty sure this is fan-made art, but it's been around enough and they haven't like denied it that it might be real, or at least close. You know, but I would love to see Robert Pattinson's Batman in the snow and, like, you know, even rain, but it's like cold and icy rain. If you guys know where I'm getting with this, I would love to see a Zodiac-esque, the Riddler-esque Matt Reeves Batman from the first one, but I would like to see a Mr. Freeze, you know, real badass serial killer type Mr. Freeze instead of just, you know, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Ice Age, you know, like, that's not the best. But Matt Reeves, I have all the faith in the world in, so if he can get that together, that would be insanity. But moving on to some Marvel stuff, it will technically Marvel in association. Sony last week dropped another trailer for Venom: The Last Dance. That comes out, I believe, end of October, October 24th or something like that. The Joker 2 comes out October 4th, so that's right around the corner as well. But the trailer for Sony's Venom: The Last Dance released a quick image, and they were talking about Knull, the creator of the symbiotes and like the god of the symbiotes or whatever. And we had one quick little shot here of Knull with white hair from like a side perspective and like a claw in front of him. I don't know if that's like a staff or his hand or whatever. But these, like, you know, he's got big white long hair from the comics. It seems like they're matching the vibe a bit from the comics. But rumor around the internet is that this is going to be Norman Reedus playing Knull. And it's just insane that Sony is taking a Thanos level threat like Knull at all and making him into a movie. I really hope it is Norman Reedus. That would be really cool. I think Norman Reedus and Tom Hardy would bounce well off of each other, especially coming off of The Bike Riders, which is probably where they would have met. But at the same time, this isn't confirmed, so it could be somebody completely different. But comment below, what are your thoughts of Knull going to be in Venom: The Last Dance? Does Knull show up and kill Eddie in Venom? I don't know. Does Venom kill Knull? I don't know. Would that be a waste of the character? Is this not the last dance for Venom? Is this setting up a character into Secret Wars? Is Marvel working with Sony closer than we expect? I don't think so. I still think this is Sony and it's just going to be a waste of time and effort and a waste of characters. And if that is the case, once again, I will beg and plead with Sony to just not even sell back your characters to Marvel, because you guys don't even deserve that. Just give back the characters to Marvel, because they'll do the characters more justice, and you guys just keep putting out bullshit and surviving off of PlayStation money and PlayStation games, and fuck you. Just be a video game company. Stop stealing Spider-Man like you have anything to do with it. Make your stupid Spider-Man video games. And they're not stupid, they're great games, but you're stupid, Sony. Fuck you. Oh, God, I hate Sony so much. They aggravate me. They make me depressed. Speaking of a movie that Sony might screw over, Spider-Man 4. Tom Holland's Spider-Man 4 has recently had rumored to be got its director. In the Hollywood Reporter reporting that Spider-Man 4 finds its director in Dustin Daniel Cretton. And Dustin Daniel Cretton is the former director of Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. And he was also going to direct Avengers of the Kang Dynasty, but when they pivoted away from that, he decided to go back to Shang-Chi 2. But now it looks like instead of going to Shang-Chi 2, he's going to Spider-Man 4. So does that mean that Shang-Chi will cross over with Spider-Man? That would be pretty fucking awesome. I could see like the bus scene and a lot of the action stunts from Shang-Chi and Legend of the Ten Rings correlate into a Spider-Man character very, very well. Now, Dustin Daniel Cretton wasn't the person that was in charge of the stunts on that movie, but he is the director. He's got the final say of what goes into the movie, you know? So he's got vision and knowledge enough to outsource to a stunt coordinator that really knows what he's doing. And I'm blanking on that stunt coordinator's name, but he is a beast. And I've seen him on Corridor Digital, Stuntman React. I've seen him do a couple other movies, I believe. But his stunts are legit. And he like gets right up in there with the camera. You know, he's almost doing stunt work himself, holding the camera while there's doing stunts around him. And he gets some great visuals, great shots. Great choreography for those stunts, and you know, shout out to all those stuntmen and women out there, and stunt coordinators and directors and all that, all those people putting their lives on the line to get some cool ass shots in a movie or shows. But yeah, comment below your thoughts on Dustin Daniel Cretton being the director of Spider-Man 4, and if you believe that's going to come to fruition or not. But just to end out this show, I want to talk a little bit more Agatha All Along. 2-episode premiere, right? I thought this was going to be 9 episodes, 9 weeks. It looks like it's going to be more like 7 weeks. Yep, 7 weeks, 9 episodes. Episodes 1 and 2 shall drop on Wednesday the 18th. And then the 25th, episode 3. October 2nd, episode 4. October 9th, episode 5. October 16th, episode 6. October 23rd, episode 7, and then episodes 8 and 9, the two episode finale on October 30th, which I believe is what, one day before Halloween? Halloween's the 31st? I always thought Halloween was the 30th when I was a kid. Yeah, the 31st. So the day before Halloween, episode 8 and 9 of Agatha will drop, and I believe throughout this entire time, the Penguin will also be running, but the first episode of the Penguin, I believe, drops on Thursday, and then the second episode doesn't drop till the following Sunday. So not like that Sunday, like the following Sunday, which is a weird idea for the Penguin, but episode breakdowns for that will be coming Thursday morning for Agatha All Along. I cannot wait to talk about that. I will be watching those Wednesday night at 9 o'clock, back-to-back 2 episodes. Cannot wait. So a chunky old explanation episode will be coming out on Thursday morning, and then it looks like Friday, the Penguin will be getting itself a breakdown episode because Thursday night, the Penguin comes out. So stay tuned for that, y'all. And then we went through some Agatha All Along posters just recently. I'm really loving the Twisted Minds that brought you WandaVision, Kathryn Hahn, and just how witchy she is. Jack Schaefer, she's amazing. I've been watching the interviews, so great. But some of the image I've been seeing, it looks like the Darkhold itself is in a crib of some sort. It's all tucked in. I'm not sure what the deal is with that. Doesn't necessarily look like Wanda's on the cover anymore either, which maybe, I don't know. I really want Wanda to return in this series. Maybe that's what the whole show's about, is bringing Wanda back from the dead, because she might be dead after Multiverse of Madness, but I really don't think that's the case. I really hope Elizabeth Olsen is in this show, but if she is, Marvel is keeping a big old secret. But yet, they jumped a bunch of new posters for this. I really love that this one's like a record, a haunting tune from a witchy woman, Agatha All Along, the Ballad of the Witch's Road. Ooh, so maybe there's a record coming out, the Ballad of the Witch's Road, Agatha All Along coming out with Kathryn Hahn really singing. There's also this sexy poster. Comment below if you think this is a sexy image. I loved this so much. Aubrey Plaza is in this image here, and just the legs on Aubrey. Ooh! And that little face that... she knows what she's doing. Aubrey was so beautiful. But she's reading a book. She's got like a cassette tape on too. But there's like a paranormal activity, like a hand coming through a TV or a window glass behind her. She's got like cassettes or something, or DVDs on the shelf behind her. Interesting stuff. But Agatha All Along, it's got like that horror-esque Agatha writing in red. Really dig some of these posters. But so obviously we know Kathryn Hahn shall be Agatha Harkness herself. Aubrey Plaza will be playing a character called Rio Vadal. Now, who these characters are and what they're gonna do, I have no idea, but I can tell you at least some basic information, some things you might want to know, their names, what they might be going at as in the show. So Rio Vadal, Aubrey Plaza, and then there's Joe Locke, also got his own poster, and you can see like that we saw in the trailer, that spooky, bewitched poltergeist, or whatever you want to call it, behind him is Agatha, actually. This is Joe Locke, the actor, playing the only character we know as Twin so far, and he may be playing a Wiccan, a Billy Maximoff, I believe, or yeah, Billy, an older Billy. So maybe he wants to get back his mom, and that's why he wants to go down the Witch's Road. But he's the only man in this coven, which I find hilarious. But he's awesome. The interviews I've seen with him are hilarious. Then there's, looks like Patti LuPone will be playing like the Glinda, the Good Witch from Wizard of Oz type deal, and she's playing a character called Lilia caldaroo. She's also holding that tarot card, the Tower, that was we were talking about last week. Patti LuPone, though, is so funny. Aubrey Plaza and Patti LuPone had me dying laughing when they did Hot Ones recently, and Patti LuPone's a bad bitch. Let me tell you what, she's awesome. So I haven't even seen a second of the show, and the cast has already won me over quite a bit. This next poster we have Sasheer Zamata. She plays Jennifer Kale, a character from the comics, I believe. I don't know much about, but here's a poster of her. Now the next one is Debra Jo Rupp. Some days you just need to drown your sorrows. And she's like reaching towards a wine bottle, and this glass shattered all around. Agatha All Along. And Debra Jo Rupp played Mrs. Hart in WandaVision, so she's like one of the only people returning from WandaVision other than Agatha. And as now she's Mrs. Hart, but maybe she was not Mrs. Hart in the first sense. Maybe she's somebody else. Maybe she's a witch in training or something. But she's a part of the coven as well. And then the last one here, Hahn plays Alice Wu Gulliver? It says like Alice Wu dash Gulliver. I don't know, but she seems like she's got quite a vibe to her. I like the jacket here, the red glasses. It's like 70s Boogie Nights type vibe. I don't know. Hahn. I don't know what type of vibe you're putting off right here, but I really like it. But yeah, so that's the coven here. That's the posters put out over the last week of this coven. Then there's also this image here of Agatha's necklace, and it has 3 women on it. And then Rio's necklace, it looks like a dagger. Jennifer Kale's necklace looks like a locket of some sorts. Alice's necklace looks like a orange lightning symbol. I don't know. Not sure what that is. Maybe a check mark? No. A square root symbol? No. And then Lilia caldaroo's looks like almost a tarot card on a necklace. So those are some images of necklaces on these women. I don't know what that means. Maybe each witch has an artifact necklace on them that means something to them personally. But comment below your thoughts on Agatha Harkness, Agatha All Along, this coven. Are you excited to see this cast? Are you excited for the Batman 2, the Penguin series? I would love to hear your thoughts on all these things down below. Rest in peace, James Earl Jones. Shout out Shogun at the Golden Globes last night, or the Emmys. Thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Big Cam. If you've made it this far in the video, please like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell so you don't miss future videos. All those things support the channel so much. And if you wish to support me more or follow me on my other social medias, my links are down in the description below. Big Cam, 2 G's in the Big, pretty much anywhere, and you'll find me. And I will see you beautiful people in the next video. Peace.